Hello there, future tubers, fast-forwarded tubers. Welcome back to play some more Deuteros, the Next Millennium. We're having a little bit of a hard time here. It's just, you know, last episode, you got to see the Earth get destroyed by the hydrogoids or methanoids, whatever they are. They're kind of terrible. So, because we died, we had to reload, and basically the only way to be smart would be to reload before the methanoids attack you. So we went back in time, and we built up and waited and waited and waited. While we were waiting, we tested out some asteroid mining. I really don't want to get into it. Asteroid mining, some people disagree, but the return on investment is very, very, very small. We tested it out for quite a while. It takes at average of around 300 days per round trip. You can have 2 storage bays of 500 total. So for about 300 or 400 days, you can get 500 resources. It costs about 40 or 50 fuel, and you have to set it up. And then after that, you can just forget about it. But you're, you know, always using fuel. Anyway, not counting the asteroid mining, which probably didn't help a whole lot, we let a lot of time go by, like probably 3 years. Basically what that means is we've just let the shuttles pick everything up off the ground and put it in space. So we've got tons of iron, nearly as much titanium, and aluminum, carbon, copper. I kind of stopped with carbon because we don't really need very much of it. The things we're going to run out of are titanium, copper, maybe palladium, but not anymore, and platinum. Our ships are trying to redistribute it, but you know, there's tons of it on specific planet, and it takes a long time to move it all around. It also uses a lot of fuel, so you know, if you keep a lot of ships flying all the time, you will definitely run out of fuel. So I turned them all off for like 2,000 days. Turned all my transports off, just let my planets and shuttles stock up, and then once we had a nice stockpile of resources, then I turned the transport ships back on using tons of fuel. Well, 5 fuel per day. It's 1 fuel per ship, basically. So if you've got, you know, 8 ships, not counting the asteroid miners, but if you've got 4 or 5 transport ships, just keep in mind it's 1 fuel per day each. So they'll definitely burn through your fuel stockpile. And knowing what we know about the drone transports, or the, drone transports, we need a ton of fuel. Anyway, the whole point here is that we're more ready. The Excalibur is outside of Mars, ready to be added to the drone fleet as soon as we get the tech. The Excalibur is outside of Venus, ready to start picking up drones that aren't at Mars and transporting them to Mars. Why Mars? Well, because unlike Millennium 2.2, where the aliens kind of attack your colonies at random, in Deuteros, apparently, according to some of our live chat, the the mutants always attack you from the outer systems inwards. So wherever you build your bases, like if you built a base in Decuria for some reason, that's the one that will get attacked first. And if you didn't, then it's the next one down the list. So from the outside inwards, and then Earth at the end. So, okay. Mars is our furthest away. It's not a great place, but it's got silver, so I'm not complaining too much. So we're going to defend here. And if we defend successfully, then we will figure out what happens after that. And I'm probably just going to put some saves down, to be honest. We have the Ragnarok, which is of course going to trigger the end of the world. And it's on its way to Jupiter right now. So, you know, that's where we're going to trigger things. Watch time fly. There's nothing we can really build that would help, so nobody's building anything. All we can do is save up resources, so that as soon as we get... Wait, is he already... you know, I never hit engage. Anyway, there's nothing we can really build to help. It's nice to have a good supply of, you know, orbital frames and whatever, pods and stuff, but all those get built really quickly, and there's still a risk that we just die here anyway, so I didn't want to mess around too much. Also, we're not really going to trade deuterium for helium, you'll see. Apparently, again, to trigger the war the quickest, you don't even really need to do a lot of extra trade. So, like, this is fine, sure. And then they kick you out. But rather than waiting, like, 40 days, the flag for triggering the war, it's just based on how many times you trade with them. So why don't you just keep trading with them every day? Even though it's just back and forth the same item. It's not the smartest thing, but eventually we'll trigger the war here and it won't take too long. And I will show you the prep work one more time. You get an idea. We've already talked to these guys like 4 or 5 times before I saved it. It definitely takes a long time for this to trigger. I think my guess was it was around 12 trades last time, and we're probably about halfway there. Maybe a little bit more, I don't know. There is one thing I might do at some point, if this gets really even more repetitive than it currently is. I'm pretty sure I can speed the emulator up, so a lot of these things go quicker. It's, you know, I like to play it at the speed the game originally ran at, generally, if I can. But sometimes super speed is nice. Now, if this doesn't work, then I was lied to. But apparently you just keep trading the same thing back and forth and it'll trigger the thing. You never can totally trust your live chat. Not to point it, not to single anyone else, it's just... my general state of mind is live chat is kind of 50-50 accurate at best. It's a channel rule. So what are we up to, like 7 or 8? You resemble that remark. No, again, I don't mean to point you out specifically, David. It's just, in the history of this channel, for all the games we've played, a lot of people have tried to help. Some people have tried to troll. And even the people that are trying to help are not always correct. So I put the odds of the advice that chat gives me being correct around 50-50, maybe a little bit lower than 50-50. So I always read it and I'm like, maybe. Maybe. And then Tim will go Google it. Tim, the master of troll. So this is not looking particular. I mean, maybe it's just a random chance to happen every time. But right now, like, we've done this quite a lot. It's not really working. So, let's go 5 more tries, and then we lynch David. Alright. Oh! As soon as I call this guy out, immediately. Listen, human, we're going to war. Whatever. I get it. Thanks. Now I know. We're at war. We're under attack. Please get out. There's nothing I can do here. I'm still in the space station. We lose. This game is so bad. How could you possibly say this is your favorite game? I was inside the space station. You can't engage drive when you're inside. You have to get out before you can engage. That's not how this game works. Let's demonstrate. Dock. Engage drive. Takes you to nothing. Doesn't do anything. Engage drive. Nothing. That's not a button that gets you out. I single clicked on time advance. Don't you tell me. I was in this screen with the door shut. I clicked launch. Got this screen. Right? Without the storm doors because it was their base. I clicked one day. Instead of going outside, I took damage. I tried to click engage. It didn't do anything. I tried to click launch again. It didn't do anything. I clicked next day. It kept telling me we're under attack. Launch, we're under attack. Launch, we're under... Well, we're dead. This game's not as good as Millennium 2.2. Millennium 2.2, as much as it's a more basic game, it's a bit better designed, and yeah. And this got some problems, don't get me wrong. Alright, well, let's see what happens when you don't bring back the laser. I promise it works. I literally just clicked the button, single click on time advance. It worked for you, but did not work for me. We have received a strange transmission. Okay, we've seen this before. This doesn't really help us. Unless you want to go look up the answer ahead of time and cheat. This doesn't give us any real hints without cheating. I mean, I saved before we engaged. I mean, I have to redo 10 days of trading. We could always try to save that ship. The Ragnarok really did start the end of the world. The end of the world. The war to end the world. Anyway, cool. So, you know, does the game know enough to give us the research? Or does it just not actually progress our tech anymore? Because we didn't get to bring the laser back. Because that was the ship that had the laser. You've played it hundreds of times. I'm playing it live. You can go back and watch the footage where my mouse hovered over the advanced one day and quick launch. Like, I'm not doing anything you can't see. There's nothing in research. Now, normally it would take 20 or 30 days to get back from Jupiter, dock the ship, unload, start the research. But by now, normally we would have started the research. So I assume if you don't get the laser back, even if the game does give you a freebie at some point, it still delays your production of the lasers by a significant amount of time. Or it doesn't do it anyway, and you just lose and we get attacked before we ever get any research. I've played the game hundreds of times. Never seen that happen, but, you know. There's nothing I can't research anything. The ship that had the laser on it got shot down. Anything I send to Jupiter will get shot down now. Guaranteed. The war has been triggered. Successfully. We're just gonna wait 500 days and get destroyed again, aren't we? You accidentally overclicked my... I clicked one at a time and clicked launch, and it would never launch because we were inside of their base. I'm gonna go back and watch the footage later, but I swear I know what I was doing. I've launched from an orbital base by now more than once. It doesn't let you leave because you're under... I think it's the game is like, you're under attack. You can't input commands unless you can fight. Oh! Nope, this is not going to help. This is not research for lasers. It's not click it keeps going if you hold. I never hold that button down. I have always single-clicked the bottom advanced day thing. You can probably hear it clicking in the video if you're listening with high enough volume. When I'm doing anything other than just waiting, that is what I am doing. I didn't even know you could hold it. Now that you've told me, cool. But I have never done that until literally this second. No exaggeration. I've never clicked and hold. It's always been one at a time. One step at a time. It's like we're stepping through the code, trying to find the bug. One step at it, like, no. So this is not looking good. We're not getting any research. Should have wrote down the date that we triggered the attack. I'd like to know how many days it takes between triggering the war by talking and trading and actually getting attacked. But we're dead. Oh, what's going on? News bulletin. So we got... What are you guys even trying to say? We just got attacked. We don't even have access to the friggin' lasers to defend ourselves. This game is so bad. Oh, by the way, don't worry. Now that it's too late, here, you can build some drone ships. Hey Luke, you missed the worst game I've played in about a year. Oh, this game is so bad. There's no way. Like, seriously. Oh, cool, thanks, Sweeney. So, if I start now, how many more bases will I lose before I can build one? No? That's another dead ship. Oh, right, because they're all going to Mars. It doesn't matter. They're all dead. Ah, Venus is dead before we can finish the research. Well, I guess the research is probably done. Whatever. I could have finished the research a bit quicker, but, like... That was worse than the first time. This was literally worse than the first time. And I spent, like, I don't know, 3 hours trying to prepare. There's no way there was time to build 100 drones after Mars was already destroyed. They do an attack every... I could probably figure it out. Probably every 30 or 40 days. Maybe a little bit longer. I don't know. But it's not like you just build those instantly. So they attacked around 9:10. How long does it take them to get to the next planet? Earth. Maybe 50 days per planet. I don't know. Yeah, about 50 days per planet. 50 days between... So if Mars was attacked, we had 50 days before they attacked Venus. Plus we just lost all of our ships that were at Mars. Which is where I stationed my big ships. That have no weapons. In 50 days, we could have researched probably both things and started building some drones. We would not have had enough drones to save Venus. So then 50 more days, they would have attacked Mercury. I don't know exactly how long it takes to build a drone, but I'm going to say it's probably about 5 or 6 days per drone. Most things take 5 or 6 or 7 days to build. We might have had, by the time the second base went down, we might have had, what was it, 100 days at best. Let's say it's 5 days. Maybe had 20 drones. That's not enough. Next one, that's another 50 days. 5 more drones, let's say. 25 by the time they got to Earth. 25 is not enough. Sorry, this game is crap. I may try to finish it off, but I don't think I'm going to record it at this point, and I don't think I'm going to stream it either. Sorry, I know there's at least one person who loves this game, and I'm glad you love it, but this game is terrible. This is not a good game by any kind of objective stretch. Before I close up tonight, I will try one more time to trigger this war and not lose the laser, and I will show exactly every click I take. Go to Jupiter, engage. It's going to take about 20 days to get to Jupiter. Then we're going to have to do our trade cycle for who knows how long. I wish I had an option to just put it on super speed right now, but I don't. I'd have to go edit a bat file or something. So we're going to go in. We're going to trade. Can't really skip through this or anything. Let's just keep count, I guess. 1. Thanks. That's very helpful. You leave automatically. See, you don't even have to click leave normally. Like, you know, if you're watching along, pay attention to how I click things here. Dock, click 1, trade, wait for all the dialogue and hit the trade button. Thanks. This is what, the second talk or third talk? I don't know. Okay. I'm going to click exactly one thing. You don't even have to click launch. Like, I'm not going to click launch. Normally, on your own base, you have to click launch to leave. When you're on the Martian base, or whatever these guys, the methanoids, after a trade, they begin the launch sequence instantly. So, without clicking any of these buttons, the first click is that one, and you are outside. Hey there, Hill. Oh, I'm gonna sleep eventually, don't worry. This game's put me to sleep pretty well. When you're outside, now you would hit your engage and travel back to Earth. We will dock, click 1 day, hit the engage from inside. It doesn't work. This takes you to a different page. You're not allowed to friggin' engage from inside. So now they're mad at us. They're kicking us out. You wait a day, and you're outside. But that would have happened if we clicked anything, including the engage drive, from inside their ship. The only thing you're allowed to do is to communicate with them using the comm pod. So we'll go back in. All you can do from here is either launch and leave, or do something that they kick you out for, or talk to them. Just going through all the options. There can be no doubt about what I'm clicking or how I understand the game to work. Again, we don't have to click any buttons. We're outside instantly. Well, in 1 tick of time. Without having to activate anything. I mean, they tell you, get out of our cargo bay, basically. We must move your ship. We are very busy, preparing for war. And as far as I know, there's nothing you can do to prevent being kicked out when they do that. There's no buttons to click. As soon as you advance time, you get sent outside. I don't suppose anyone's keeping track of how many trades this takes, eh? Because this is the other best part of the game. Just put your foot between the door, yeah. Into outer space? Wait, Luke. We need oxygen, you know. They're just gonna vent us anyway, I think. Okay, as soon as this triggers, I'm gonna be very careful with how I click things. But it might take 10 more times for all I know. We could be here for hours. There must be some sort of counter that keeps track, but it is a lot more than I think it should be. It could just be like a 10% chance, and sometimes you play and you get it right away, and other times you try 100 times and you just never get that 10%. We played enough XCOM or Xenonauts, we know how 10%s go. And 95%s. Heck, it could be a 95% chance, for all I know. You just keep missing. No, I know, David. Trust me. I know. But if you take damage, it doesn't matter. They just stop you from moving. Should save? Sure. Now that we've talked to him 500 times... Oops, I need to click that. Let's make a save state right there. Right? Maybe it'll be the next time. You never know. You always take damage. Yes. I swear, you should... When this stream is over, just rewind and watch what I clicked. Because I was not clicking and holding. Clicked leave. I clicked 1 time and I was dead before I could do anything. It wouldn't let me leave. If it does it again, I'm practically praying that it does the same thing. Because if it just clicks once and we leave, I'm going to be really mad. Oh! Okay, good. We saved it at a good time. You know what? The save scummer, who was that? Was that Tim? It was probably Tim. Good call to save. It was just Dave. Should have been Tim. Tim's my save scummer. Alright. Click. We're not under attack, which is different than last time, I'm pretty sure. We can even look at the door. Let me out. We did not leave. Instead of leaving, we're now under attack. Oh no, you're under attack. We're taking damage. Back to the ship. We're still inside. Please let me out. Leave. No. We're still under attack. Please let me leave. 1 day. No. Let me leave. No. I clicked 1 time every time. I never got outside of the inside of their space station. so stupid. How did I even do it the first time? Just click random things until they let you out. Only don't click open the door? I mean, sure, I'll test it. Why not? This is the best kind of saves coming. Oh, man. Okay, so don't tell the game to open the door. Just look at the door and pass the time. You're under attack. You're under attack. You're still under attack. And you're dead. Okay. So, good suggestion, but no. Did not work. Okay, next. Now we're just going to turn the drive on and off. And if this doesn't work, we'll say goodnight to this game. I mean, there's not a lot of options. Pretty much clicked all the things I can click that would make any possible sense. If it's something else, it has no connection to reality. Heck, it actually says your engine is engaged. Turn it off. Doesn't matter. That doesn't even do anything. Doesn't progress time, doesn't do anything. Turn it off. You can't even turn it off. No... nothing. Just take damage. I don't... okay. You're taking damage, and the engines are destroyed, or at least damaged, because the engines took damage. So you turn the engines that are damaged on. Oh my god. This is the stupidest crap. Does the game ever tell you that when you take damage, someone turns your engines off and then you just flick the switch? That is so stupid. That doesn't make any sense. Like, literally the opposite of sense. That's... this game is really bad. No, I had to take damage because it's flashlight. Okay, I'll go look at the log in a second. Unless we just got lucky on the third try. Let me see if I can get to the third try. I'm gonna look at the log. Every other time we were taking damage every time the light flashed at us. The Ragnarok is under attack. I mean, maybe that's what I mean. We're under attack. Someone turned the engine off for some reason because we're under attack. Like, I don't understand how that... why would you ever... because normally, you're not even necessarily looking at that page. Just like, okay, let's go. We're gonna get into a war. Thanks for giving me this cool thing. And then you're under attack. Like, oh, let's go, go, go. Get out of here, go. And it doesn't do anything. And you're like, oh, wait, your engine's off. Why? I don't know. Just someone turned it off. So, I think for today's stream, I will wait until we have researched whatever. I mean, I'm gonna stop pretty quick here. It's too late, and this game is really getting dumb. And if this has got a long way to go, this has already gotten so dumb that it really needs to stop. I'm not even sure if I'm going to continue playing at this point. We'll see. I'm going to have to think about this one for a little while. But we're definitely going to be ending this episode and the stream here pretty much immediately. Tomorrow FF1, maybe. Tomorrow Blue uninstalls a whole bunch of stuff from his computer. Never streams again. Never heard from again. Alright, so how long... There's nothing we can do right now. Like, we got our ship back as fast as we possibly could. We didn't even take damage to the engines, apparently. So then we need to wait till the first research is done to unlock the next research. And then we read this message. Boys, I'm sorry, future tubers. Today's episode was supposed to be different than yesterday's episode. Because we did so much time preparing. Like, literally hours of preparing. And here we are not even getting as far because I'm not going to have enough mental fortitude left to even bother to go through this combat again. I will have to at least record one more episode to see if we can survive it this time, but... I mean, I'm sure a lot of the people watching this video already know this game, therefore you're fans of the game, and you're just frustrated with me not knowing what I'm doing. But you gotta understand, I'm playing this from a blind, semi-blind perspective. This is not as good as it should be. Like, there's a reason the Amiga died, and this is part of it, I think. Early 1990s... It's not like this is way worse than the other games that came out in the early 1990s. It's just... strategy games are hard, and there has to be some kind of in-game logic for why things are working the way they are. And when you just lose... So, to be as fast as possible, we want Mars to build one of those, Drone Fleet Control, and Venus to build one of those, Drone Fleet Control. We're going to take the Excalibur, dock them. This is going to put the transports on hold temporarily, but it's fine. We're just going to focus on the research. Get the last project done while they build those drone controls. Drone controls on their own don't really do anything. And now we can start building the iOS drones. They are pretty expensive. This is why we need 100 of them or whatever. And you need to have a huge stockpile of resources. If you trigger the attack and you don't have a lot of all this stuff you need, you just lose. So, okay. Now we know. Everywhere is going to switch over to be building as many drones as they can. And we'll pick them up however we feel like picking them up. That's what the Excalibur is for. We need to try not to waste too much fuel, because flying around the transports does cost a lot more fuel than normal, but we've got a pretty good supply. So let's look at Mars. We'll upgrade this thing one more time. And I'll do a little quick calculation on how many drones I think I'll be able to make. I don't know exactly how long you get, because I didn't pay attention closely enough. But there is definitely... I expect there's a specific number of days between when you activate the war by trading with Jupiter and when they start attacking your colonies. It's probably like 400 or 500 days, and then... at that point, you better make sure you're prepared. Yeah, the UI, it's not all bad. There's some of parts of it that are good, but like I've been saying, there's some parts of it that are really bad, and the bad is outweighing the good today. So I will be ending. Like I said, I'm just gonna be ending soon, but I want to at least get started. 2 transport ships. I like the idea of defending all of my bases because it's kind of like Millennium 2.2 where you build fighters everywhere or ship them everywhere and then orbital lasers to protect everybody. But it's not like Millennium 2.2, so the lessons you learned back then don't really transfer over. That's kind of a downside as well. When you're playing a sequel to a game, typically... I forgot to put fuel on that. Typically, lessons that you learn in the previous game should carry over to the next game in some aspects. We're going to have tons of fuel. Fuel's not going to be a problem. Just by waiting an extra couple years. Like, also, the solution to this problem was wait. Just let the time go by. You don't even need to worry about it. Just get the basics set up and just wait like 5 or 10 years. And then at that point, you'll have enough resources to manage this attack. So, again... the solution is just to stop playing the game almost. Like, just watch. Okay, so what I want to see here is exactly how many days it takes to build one. Okay, right? So that's... everybody built 1 drone. We can move them over now. Woo, we're defended. 1 drone. Only at least 50 to go. Sure hope I have... thousands, tens of thousands of the right resources. Okay, so that's working. And if we just count from 530, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, not counting running out of resources, we could make 5 drones every 7 days. We've already spent, let's just estimate here, I didn't keep perfect track. But we spent around 20 to get from Jupiter to Earth, and then probably another 20-ish. Nah, probably closer to 30. Let's say 10 days per research project, because there's been 3 research projects. So let's say we've spent about 50 days between triggering the war and now. Well, before building our lasers. So 50 days to start building lasers, and from here on out, we can build 5 every 7 days. If we have enough resources, I'm assuming... that we've grinded up enough resources, which I don't know, but I'm assuming we've got enough to not run out. If we don't run out of resources, we can continue building at this rate until we get attacked, minus a little bit because we have to move some stuff around. So you might just want to put some saves, some old save states down, and then you know exactly what day you get attacked, and then you just aim to have all your, whatever you can build until then and have it ready. Which is stupid, but hey, that's save scumming for you. But let's say it's 500 days. We've spent 450 of them. You've got... let's leave like 100 just to be on the side of caution. Let's leave 100 days to transport stuff around and finalize our preparations. So I say 350 days for building drones. This might be more than we have. I don't know. But that divides nicely. So that's 5, like, 7 days each. That's 50 cycles of drone building. That's 250 drones. So if we have that much time, we will have 350 drones at Mars, which I believe, according to the cheating, is the space that will be attacked. 350 drones should be enough to defend Mars. If we have less time, reduce the number of drones by the number of days reduced, basically. It's close to 1 day per drone. If you had 7 bases, yeah, you could have, on average, 1 per day. Anyway, we're going to end this episode here. And next episode, we're just going to be speeding through drone production, so the start might be a little boring. But then we're going to do some more space combat, and if things get better, I will continue to play. If things get worse, we might not make it through this Let's Play, but at least I'm giving it an honest, as much of an effort as I can try. Some more sleep. Maybe take a break off, maybe take a day or 2 off to play something else, maybe that'll help. But sadly, this one has not connected as well as Millennium 2.2 with me. But I'm not giving up yet. I'm just saying, if I'm sounding a little bit cranky, it's not as much fun as I had hoped. And I hope you guys are at least enjoying some of the rage, and maybe learning a thing or 2 about old games, because these old games, man, they're not very nice to you. Anyway. That's all for now. Thank you for watching. Yeah, get some blueberry muffins. I should do that. That would help. Thanks for watching, folks. Hope you've enjoyed, and have a great day.